Hello YouTube, I'm Sonny MC and welcome to another Naruto Online video. Today we're going to talk about another team, another one of my teams, and in fairness quite possibly the strongest team that I ever came up with myself actually. Normally, you see other players, you see other teams, and it gives you ideas on what to put together. And this one I just happened to put together once I got Darui of the Kage treasure. So it is a bit of an outdated team now. Before we had the Jinchuruki, this team was very strong, especially with my power and initiative. Since the Jinchuruki came out and Johnny and Minato and Masked Man, this team became a whole lot useful, let's say. It is still, especially for Survivor Trial, it's still a very good team. Not really an auto team, but otherwise, you can still auto a lot of the fights, but the problem is with auto, and the same problem that I have with this team in Space Time, is that second round guy is going to come out and use his mystery rather than have Mifune use his mystery, because that's really what you want on a second round, especially with high initiative. So let's go through the team a little bit. So we've got Mifune move 1, using the Ghost Static skill, or page, sorry. We've got Mifune on a life position. Then we've got the lightning main under an attack position using the lightning ceiling slash. That's position 2 is a very good position to run an interrupt or an acupuncture move. Then we've got Guy on the third position and also an attack position, because Guy really benefits from it. Benefits very little from ninjutsu. Other than his chase, but really you can ignore ninjutsu altogether. And then in a ninjutsu position we have Darui, which benefits him, especially his mystery, which can attack quite a lot of characters, and doesn't benefit his standard attack so much, but that's fine because then the chases are ninjutsu, so that's like perfect for him to be in a ninjutsu position. Going into a bit more depth with this team. On the moves, Mifune will cause knockdown using his mystery, which is what you want to do second round. It will also remove the shields and any buffs on a unit it attacks. His mystery is also immune to interruption, which being in move 1, it's not really that useful. However, if you use a swordsman team and you have him further back, say in an attack or whatever position, then being immune to interruption is actually quite good, because you can avoid being interrupted by, well, say for example Guy and Iruka and many others that cause interruption. So yes, he will cause knockdown with his mystery, and another good thing is he will chase knockdown and cause knockdown, so that's really good. He also has a passive that will increase attack and ninjutsu to up to 9 sword type ninja by 30% for 5 rounds. That's really good, especially for the lightning main. He's also good with other ninjas, he's also good with the water main. But probably where it is best is with the lightning main. And the another passive that he does have is he will have 2 standard attacks each round. That's very good. I do make very good use of him on move 1. It is a bit annoying when you're fighting against clones. It will depend on power and that, but having that second attack is really good. It's like you've got 2 chances of starting a combo, which is really good, because this team is running on a combo starting with a knockdown. So on move 2 then, as we said, we had the lightning main running the acupuncture and lightning ceiling slash. standard attack, personally I prefer the lightning assassin sword, because as I briefly mentioned, you can be attacking a team using clones, and you don't, the lightning slash will be going after those clones. However, if you do it, especially after the second round, when you eat somebody with a mystery and their life is low, you want the main to go and, well, personally I want the lightning main to go and finish that ninja. You can also run, and it's still a very good team, and I have run that myself as well on several occasions, Beam of Lights, which will cause knockdown and as a good chance of being critical as well. So that's another very good move that you can use. And we have the Root of the Warrior passive, which is one of the strongest passives in the game, especially when it comes to mains. If you're going full blitz, sorry, before I go to that, in terms of chase, you'll go chase him, knockdown, and cause low float. With regards to the passive, or to the other passive, I use for more blitz team, increase the lightning ninjutsu. Well, increase ninjutsu for lightning ninjas, I mean, by 40%, and also increases attack. It's not going to benefit Mifune, and he is in move 1, so that big hit run 2 is not going to be buffed. However, there is free lightning ninjas guy and Darui, and that will help them, and it does make it works well. It works really well. And for the chase with this team, then I'm running the Flood Dragon, which attacks low floats to high float. You could easily get away with using, if you want a bit more survivability, you could use ambush special assault tactics. You could also use Warrior's Killing Intent. I mean, it's entirely up to you. Any of these will work quite well. It really depends what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve with your team. So then we move on to Guy. So in the third place with an interrupt, should I need for round 2. He can also be used. I mean, round 2, if your Mifune gets immobilized, especially now against Maskman and that, or against Anne that removes debuffs, and somehow Mifune ends up immobilized, then I can be using Guy to interrupt one of the back players of the enemy team, so that can come in handy. The other thing that Guy does provide is survivability as well. You do leech a little bit with Guy, and that has saved my life a lot of times, especially in arena, but even in PvP on Sage, Matsuri, and that is saved my life so many times. And he also increases the attack of the lineup ninjas. As you can see there, this is Youth, is the passive, and he increases the attack attribute by 30% of your whole team, and it lasts for 3 rounds. So that's really good. His chase, his attacks high float and causes low float and ignition. That ignition again can be really useful, and that's why I'm running the Flood Dragon, because my main, I'll go through the whole combo in a bit. So that's pretty much about it for Guy. His standard attack often creates high float as well, but that brings other things into play, like runes and whatever, and refines and that. So depending if you're gonna combo somebody or not. And then at the very back we've got Darui, which has a passive barrier that will increase lightning or water ninjas, will increase their attack on ninjutsu, or attack and ninjutsu, by 40%. While the barrier is up, the barrier stays up for about 3 rounds, unless of course it gets destroyed or the enemy is higher hitting than you. As a standard attack, he may cause high float and paralysis, and he does attack twice if he has the barrier up, as I mentioned earlier on. He's got a couple of chases as well, which are pretty good. Chases high float and causes repulse, and that's the one that I use the most. I don't often get the paralysis, which is triggered with a 10 or more combo. It really depends who I'm fighting. Sometimes I'll trigger it if I get like one more attack, like Mifune attacks once, or attacks once and then gets a full combo with a second standard attack. Or on a second round I hit with Mifune and I interrupt the enemy and do the full combo, and then when Mifune goes to attack again, it does a we get a total of hits enough to trigger the combo. But it's not something that you will be counting on with this team. It may well happen, but don't count on it. And the other thing that Darui does have is a sword ninja, so we will benefit from Road of the Warrior as well as the main and as well as Mifune. So when it comes to combo, in an ideal fight, second round, your mystery from Mifune is going to cause knockdown. Mifune will chase his own mystery and again cause knockdown. This knockdown is going to be chased by the main, which is going to cause low float. Then low float will chase again with a summon with a float dragon and will cause high float. High float will be chased by Guy. It's going to cause ignition and low float again. So the lightning main will chase with a float dragon once more, chasing the low float, creating high float, which will then be chased by Darui and create repulse. And if you're lucky, Darui will also chase again with a paralysis from the 10 combo. So I think this team, especially if you are watching this video and you are on servers or in a zone where you haven't gotten to the Jinchuruki yet, and you've got the Kage and you happen to have these ninjas, it is a very good and strong team. It did very well in Arena. I reached Sage of 6 paths twice with this team in Arena. But like I said, once the Jinchuruki treasure came out and people started to have also the Susanoo Itachi and that, even before the Kage treasure, no, not the Kage treasure, the Jinchuruki treasures came out, things started to become a little bit tougher. Obviously you'll always have a problem with immortal teams. You can still win against them, however it is a bit more difficult, especially in Arena. It really depends on your initiative and see how the fight goes, basically. But that's pretty much it from this team. I've used this team for a long time and I still run it because most of the time the fights are fairly quick, and it's good in Sage and even in Matsuri. If I'm in a rush, I use it because it is by all purposes a blitz team. I can add a bit more survivability to it if I run Lich on the main, but at the end of the day this is mostly a Blitz team and it does a very good job at that. But its time has come to an end and I will be changing this team pretty soon. However, before I changed it, I wanted to let you guys know really what this team does. You've probably seen it in quite a few of my videos. I have used this team a lot. It's a team that I like very much. I do have other teams. I did the Six Tails one last, and probably I'll talk about my Hidan and I team next, or maybe the Konoha team. But I will be changing these teams with time, and I'll be trying other ninjas. But for the meantime, and until then, I'll leave you with some gameplay of this team kicking ass and getting its ass kicked as well, especially against stronger ninjas, against stronger players. Hope you enjoy, and we'll see you on the next video.